Yes, I knew Chris was coming with it.
They are on you like an injured gazelle.
Bringing
it. Like you wandered late into their savannah and they are on you. An injured wildebeest.
Pump up the volume here so I can hear all the happenings.
So just saying to everyone, if you can like and subscribe our clips, look what I'm doing there, a little battle cat.
Yes.
If you get a chance to do that, that always helps us. Click notify, and of course, spread the word as we move through our weeks. It's always good to have a better reach in what we do.
Indeed.
And it just helps us to get the word out there. So,
absolutely.
So how are you, Kenny? How's your week
I'm well, man. Like you, it's been a busy week. It seems like, as we get closer into the summer break, things tend to ramp up a bit chaotically. Right. So I'm in the last few sessions with the private school that I teach at. My kids at the Art Shack are going through testing this week and next week.
Yeah.
So they're under a lot of pressure. Shout out to them, right? So it's the typical motions, and then the project stuff on the side, commissions and so forth.
Yeah. And you had an interview this week. I saw that pop up on the feed.
Yes. So that was well, I had two actually come up on the feed this week. One is Comics Illustrated.
Yes,
shout out to Mike Wheeler. This was an issue dedicated to anime and manga art.
Yes. So, did you get the cover on that?
Yeah. That cover that you see there with the two anime characters, right? The two manga looking characters. That was me. Those are characters from one of my favorite gaming franchises.
Right. Yeah.
And so I got one of the featured covers, and I got a little interview on the inside.
Very cool.
And well done. Thank you. I mean, it's always nice to like I always say, it's always nice to kind of see your artwork out in the wild, right?
I love that term. I love it.
And then
cruising past. Hey, you doing?
Just cruising. Oh, hey, I know that one, right?
Gives you dead eye, the side eyes walk past.
It gives you the Alfred Pennyworth and Christian Bale Batman in the cafe, the busy cafe head nod.
Yes. The slight nod with the
coffee. Thanks, Yvette. Thank you very much. So a lot of the with the Comics Illustrated book, those are in pre-sale right now. So the link that's on my feed, you should be able to purchase a copy from there.
Nice.
And, the Canvas Rebel interview is all digital, so you can click that link and read the interview directly on their website.
Very cool, man. Well done.
Thank you. Upwards and onwards, eh, Will?
Yes, sir.
That's what it's all about here.
Rocket fuel all the way.
All about here.
So Chris has been in a mad dash to sort of catch up and Fallout since you spoiled it for him. That's what he's telling me.
Did I spoil it? I don't think it was much of a spoiler though.
Boom! There it is, up on the screen right now.
Catching up TV shows binge Fallout before Kenny spoiled. See, okay, preemptively. I was well, the thing is that Fallout is so true to the source material.
Yeah.
Right? Like, is it a spoiler?
You're saying they spoiled it. You're saying you're putting it back on the company. Is that what you're doing?
Could you consider it a spoiler if it's so close to the source material? That's arguable. That is arguable.
And I'm caught up on X-Men 97. So,
oof, isn't that show a beast?
It's not bad. Not bad.
That show's a beast.
Yeah, it's really it's really cutting deep and like dealing with some pretty serious content. Like
Absolutely.
we're not talking about a monster a week.
Yeah, dude.
So that's good.
Yeah, and it's only like ramping up with each episode, which is what I love. I think so far the weakest episode has been the Jubilee episode, the
Yeah.
Montendo.
Yeah. Yes.
And even then it wasn't like a deal breaker. It was a fun episode.
Yeah, it's not like you're going, what are we doing? What
Right.
really? What?
It was, yeah. It just it wasn't one of those episodes that kind of like pull you out of it.
Right. It's not like
It
you're
was
watching
good.
an episode of Clone Wars and Anakin's got an issue with his tablet. You know, like I mean it's you go, okay, cool. He's got an IT problem and you can't get something working. He has to call the guy.
Right.
And then he's trying to make a sandwich, you know, with one hand. He's got a robot hand. Like it's just, you know, it's not like that. I mean, it's. But when they drop the whole, you know, the Jewish POW
Yes.
tattoo on Magneto's hand, I thought, okay, this is what we're doing. It'd be interesting to know how many of the kids out there know what that is anymore. But are we learning at school? That's another big question.
And man, that was something that they like did a really good job at staying away from in the OG series.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Andrea Rock is here. Welcome, Andrea.
How are you, Andrea? It's good to see you. And I was asking before just what everyone's been doing today. Yvette's been doing her ancestral trees, going through, and she also does other people's trees. Okay. That's a good reveal of it.
Very nice.
And what's it? Chris says also plays the game. So yes, he spoiled himself twice.
Okay. Okay.
Well, if you're going to spoil anyone, it's good to spoil
then
yourself.
My apologies, Chris. My apologies. My apologies. Humbly. Because here I am. I'm thinking, you know, everybody knows Fallout.
Yeah.
You know, that is an awesome thumbnail. The little panda.
Yeah, the one leg up.
Cool.
Just one leg up.
Yeah. You know what I've discovered when I go down the TikTok rabbit holes, like trying to fall asleep, is that pandas aren't very bright. Have you seen those videos? Though? Pandas aren't very bright, dude.
I feel like a panda sometimes, just vacantly staring out the window, having an absent seizure. What are you doing, Dad? Nothing, just dreaming. I feel like Toby off The Office.
That's it. He's already disconnected,
mumbling his way through the day.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man,
why you gotta be so mean to me?
So
how far did you get in the series, Will?
So it comes in big batch waves. Like I mean, you know what it's like. You sit down and watch just an episode after finish painting for the evening, and then I'm 5 episodes in again.
Of course,
and it's 1 a.m. So it's I'm up to season 7 now. So
okay.
This is The Office, everyone. I've been watching The Office under Kenny's recommendation, and I hadn't seen the American one really. I'd only watched the Ricky Gervais one years ago when it came out.
Right.
But it didn't take me long to sort of fall in love with the characters and get hooked into what their stories were. But yeah, season 8 I'm up to, and Michael Scott's gone.
Right.
Will Ferrell's character's gone, and they've got James Spader running the place now. And he just had his Caligula moment in his mansion, which was bizarre and funny. It's
where he had to sell his house.
Yes.
And he had everybody over in one last hurrah.
Yes. And he's explaining his stories of why he built the place.
He monologues so well.
Yes.
He monologues so well.
I just love the way he looks down his nose while he lifts the head up, looking at them like he's. So tell me what you're really feeling. What are your dreams? What's your dreams and your aspirations inside of you? Why do you seek such fortunes on the hill? Like he just goes in these deep questions when they're just asking a light thing, like, "Hey, like, where do I get the photocopy of paper in the next room?" He's like, "So tell me why you asked me a question you could easily find out. Is there another purpose to what you're doing?" And they're like, "What?"
I think my favorite moment of Robert California is when he
I love
asks,
the name. The name.
yeah, of all things, right? Is when he asks Jim, do you want a nature metaphor or a sexual metaphor?
It's so good.
And he goes, nature, please. And then it's something sexual anyway.
Every time, nature. Every time.
Oh, man, he's such a good character.
Robert California. Just the name. Like, it can't be real. He's got to be. He's got to have invented himself,
Yep.
Oh, yes. When I built this, I thought, this is a place for me and my 1%ers to come and visit. What do you mean? The 1%ers? You didn't have a job and you got a job as a regional manager at a paper company. What do you mean the 1%ers? Oh, it's so funny.
Such a good show, man. I love that show so much.
And they were doing the job interviews for the new manager, and it had had all the comedians doing these quick cameos.
Yep.
And Jim Carrey turned up. From the Finger Lakes.
Because I'm supposed to be in the Finger Lakes right now.
And they don't even know they think I'm missing. He ran away for the interview.
Ray Romano making the sandwich in the middle of the
Yes, in the middle of the interview, eating a sandwich. You could do that, Kenny. You could eat your sandwich in an interview. Only you could get away with that.
I could. Just turkey, a little bit of provolone, mayo, one slice of tomato. Just one.
Just one little guy. Rocking it in the middle there.
That's it. Just tomato for a splash of color. That's it.
Well, there we go. Yvette, what's the countdown? We did it. We went off the rail straight away.
Did we already?
Yeah, we went straight in. Oh, there wasn't bad body parts. We went into the office.
See, I'm so desensitized. Desensitized right now.
I don't even know what the road looks like anymore.
Completely desensitized right now. So let's see if we can get back straight. Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you up to now, Will?
What did you say? I was laughing. What did you say?
What are you up to now in the painting, Will?
Right. So what I was saying was,
as Will adjusts his collar.
That's right. As I wipe the sweat from my brow from laughing quietly and trying to internalize the pain. So what I was working on now is I'm just in some areas putting the underpaint for the grey. Nice. In some areas I'm layering the underpaint for the hair. I don't know where we got the idea that he had the Chuck Norris body hair.
You know what it was? It's that like up here, and I noticed it in the reference, right? Like around the neck, around the shoulders, he's got like that bushel of red feathers, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And then like on the toy reference, he's got like fuzzy forearms.
Right, but where did David Hasselhoff carpet mat come from on the chest?
I think that was from the comics.
Was it? Because I looked at the reference.
I remember seeing it in one of the references.
Because I looked at these ones, he's got nothing. He's like super smooth, like he waxed himself, but not the calves. And the calves have got a part. He's parted the hair on the calves.
He's very meticulous, right?
He's combed from one side to the other with a bit of product, with maybe a bit of product in there.
The meticulous stylizing of one's calf hair.
Yes.
Yes.
Soaring through the sky.
Chris
So
Borman
I don't know.
says, I don't know if we even started the rail. Started on the rail, he says.
Yes.
You might be right, Chris. You might be right.
Yes.
As I am tardy to the party.
But I've actually come prepared today, Kenny. I've come prepared because when we do decide to get back on the road again, I've got a segue. I've got a segue for us. Are you ready for this? Back on track again.
See that event? We're ready. Now we can. Now, when we get into the body bits, we can always transition.
We can segue out
and get back straight.
Right. See, I'm here to help. Always giving. I'm always giving. Doing what I can. I'm a humanitarian. Yvette loves it. She's onto it. That's good.
we can get back straight with the segue. I love it.
With the segue. Because I prepared one for Transformers. Remember that?
Yes. Oh yes.
I prepared ahead of schedule.
Yes.
I can't use the Transformers one with the He-Man. It just doesn't work.
No. It's a bit conflicting.
All right, so I'm just gonna see that. I'm trying to get back on the road. So I'm going to put in a few highlights here on his. Just it allows me to do things like veins, highlights on the biceps, things like that, as I move through. And I've been doing a fair bit of this with this latest project I'm working on, where I'm sort of doing 3 or 4 paintings at once, whacking in backgrounds, whacking in midtones, and then coming through almost like a little bit of a factory, and then putting in my midtones, putting in my highlights, having a sandwich.
And this is all like simultaneously?
Yeah. I went and bought one of those little timber iPad or device sort of props that you can get. They're little timber ones you have for the table, and I just stand them up on that while they're drying.
Nice.
That just helps me do it. There we go. So then we got our mid to lighter tones in.
Oh, very
And
nice.
again, you've always got to be careful to not distress the paper.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you get odd buckling.
Odd buckling or peeling.
Yes. You don't want cornflaked pages. Nothing worse than that.
That actually happened to me earlier today. I was working on a commission.
Yeah.
And I had to redo it.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Like I was all through the pencils. The pencils got approved.
Yeah.
I started laying my first layer of glazes, and man, I hit because it's a headshot of Squirrel Girl. And
cool.
So like I'll show it to you after we're backstage, right? So there's a section where I was adding a highlight to Squirrel Girl's chin.
Nice.
Right. As a matter of fact, I think I have it here. Yeah. Let's see. I'm not ashamed to show you guys my mistakes. Right. So as you can see right here.
Yes.
I got a little distressed right here.
Yeah.
And then I tried to mask it as best as I could, right? By glazing more, right? Yeah. But what ended up happening was the color matching was great, but it gave me this rough texture, and it's like the one spot in the whole card that had the rough texture, and it was bugging.
Yeah, you either got to do it all or nothing.
Otherwise, I scrapped it and I did it over.
You don't want Squirrel Girl to look like she got a skin graft. Nobody needs that.
Right. Like she's got like this weird like patch on her shit. And really what I was doing was like what I'm doing here is laying all of the darker glazes first.
Yeah.
Right. And then in the areas where I'm gonna be higher, right, I'm gonna hit it with some of the white watercolor, right? Because it gives it that like sort of softer value without being like a hard white highlight.
Right. Yeah.
And I think it was just like the round. I might need to replace this round brush because I think it was like the bristles that may have been a little too rough.
Oh, damn that brush.
Yeah. So I think that brush has run its course.
Yeah, it's done its dash. Yeah.
Yeah. Chris Borman says you asked what I'm working on. I'm working on a design for a Voltron lion.
Chris, now
This
you're speaking the right language.
Yes,
Kenny loves his mechs,
that I do.
and the Voltron is an amazing series.
Absolutely.
You know what? I didn't even care that they brought a car one out. I like the car one as much as the Lions.
The car one was okay. I felt like it was too many pieces.
It's just different, though, wasn't it? I was just happy it was on. I was like, yes. God, it didn't end.
Yeah, like I dug it. Like it was cool in concept. I don't know, dude. Like it. I got used to it being 5 lions. Like the simplicity of it being 5 lions that made up all the limbs, right?
Yes.
But now it's like you got a different
What is
vehicle
this?
for like different appendages. You know what I'm saying?
And back then there was no announcement. It was just like, here we are. I'm like, what? Hang on a minute.
What?
When
Where
we
the
doing
lions?
Where's
Where'd
my
the
boys?
lions go?
Where's the cats? And then it's like, oh no, now we're doing this. But there was no, like back then, there was no, going to try it out on the internet. I'm going to chuck a trailer up. There was nothing. There was just like, now we're doing cars. Like,
No, they just they just gave it to you raw. Like, no warning. Just, here you go.
It was the Goodfella comment that we had last week. It was like, where's Voltron? He's gone. He's just gone.
He's gone. He's gone. What do you want from me?
What do you want from me? He's gone.
He's gone. You don't get any lions now. You got cars. Forget about it. This is what it is now.
Not even an explanation where the lines are gone. Just he's gone.
I don't know. Don't worry about it. They're gone.
They're gone. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. They're gone. What do you want from me? They're gone.
I know. And some people had that De Niro reaction when they smashed the telephone booth around. No one cared.
I don't know. Sean Ross says, "Hi, Will, from your relative from Canada."
Sean, is this Sean LaRoque? I think it is. Welcome. Good to hear from you.
Welcome, Sean.
Love it. Love it. Yeah, you just gone. I need to watch Goodfellas again. I need to find time in my
classic. Classic, dude.
Once I get over this office thing. I can't let it go. I got to finish it through. I got to see it through. It's like 1,000 episodes in one season. It's a big run.
It's such a good show, though. Such a good show. That I think that if they were to even play around with the idea of bringing it back, it wouldn't have the same charm.
Yeah.
Because there's so much that they were able to get away with.
Yeah.
During the original run that wouldn't fly nowadays.
What about if they did like a Brady Bunch reunion special? Could you handle that? Could you handle a special? Just a one shot?
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be more so for like, the kind of where are they now? Or, you know what I mean? Like kind of vibe.
The freak appeal. Like, we gotta slow down.
Yeah.
I gotta slow down and see what happened to these people. Well, it would save you and I hours of sitting up in the elbow in bed, deep diving after a show.
Exactly. Exactly.
Find out what happened to these people in their careers and if they died and if they didn't die. And
because you know what? Fun fact, right? A lot of the people that auditioned for different parts of the show in The Office, they ended up on Parks and Recreation.
Oh, is that right?
So, shoot, what is this actor's name? Give me 1 second. Because, like, Seth Green.
Yep.
Seth Green auditioned for Dwight.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, dude. Like he was auditioning for Dwight. The actress that plays, shoot, her name escapes me, and this is horrible because I'm such a fan of The Office. The blonde accountant, the cat lady.
Oh my God. I always want to say Meredith, but it's not Meredith.
No, Meredith is the drunk redhead. He's the drunk redhead.
He's getting looser and crazier as the season's on. What is her name now? Come on now. Dwight's girlfriend who's going out with the senator. and just had a baby. She just had a baby,
Yes.
and Dwight thinks it's his baby.
Shoot. Hold on. I'm gonna have to resort to Google.
Here we go. What did we do before Google? What did we do?
Indeed. We had to memorize stuff.
We just got into fights. We fought each other.
We just had to memorize stuff. That's
Humanity fell apart. We became primates in 5 seconds.
Yeah, we just had to, just memorize.
Where's that memory gone? It's just gone. It's just gone.
Angela.
Angela, there it is.
Angela Martin. So Angela Martin was actually auditioning for the part of Pam.
Ah, right, okay.
And the actress that plays Pam was like those roles were reversed. They were auditioning for each other's parts.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, right.
and they ended up in the roles that they ended up in.
Yeah.
But a lot of the actors that auditioned for parts in The Office were cast members from like Freaks and Geeks.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And then we had this lady, Amy Poehler.
Yep.
Amy Poehler was almost Jan Levinson.
Oh, that would have been funny.
And
although there's a real believable crazy about the lady that played Jan. Like Amy Poehler would have made it almost like comedic.
Yeah.
But the one who played Jan, you think she could be this crazy. I could see her.
Oh, absolutely.
The dinner party episode, like that was
classic.
That was loose.
Classic episode. Classic.
You just don't know. Oh, there we go. Andrew's helping us out. Angela Kingsley. There we go.
Yes. Absolutely. And shoot, there was another one. So like John Krasinski and the actor that plays Kevin, they actually went to high school together.
Oh, did they? Wow.
Yeah. No, I got that wrong. It wasn't John. It was
Creed.
Not Creed. It's
he's like 100.
Andrew Bernard.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. The actor that plays Andrew Bernard and Kevin Malone, they went to high school together.
That's funny, isn't it? I wouldn't have thought they had the same age.
Yeah, because like the actor that plays Kevin, he's such a big guy, and like So Chris says, I found a reference pic online of a third print of the lions. I need to manipulate the pose. Kenny, I'm going to send you the pic. Perfect. Yeah, send me that. I'm interested. Because like Voltron back in the day was my jam.
Yes. And wasn't the early narrating in the opening sequence, was that done by the guy that did Optimus Prime?
Yes.
That
guy had so much work in the 80s.
Yeah. He was the 80s.
he really was. So now he's voicing one of the Viltrumites on Invincible on Amazon Prime now.
Oh, I haven't seen Invincible. I haven't watched it yet.
Fantastic. Like that's another show that's a clear indicator that the showrunners like cared about the source material.
Well, is he writing it like he does Walking Dead? Is he writing that as well?
No. So Invincible is done, right? And before they started airing the animated show, right, it had already like finished. It had already concluded. So Kirkman has some visibility over what gets aired, right? So like per season, we're going through something like 20 issues or 20 chapters of Invincible.
Right.
Yeah. So it's very, very condensed.
Yeah.
But Kirkman does have some visibility over what gets aired. But it's fantastic, dude. Absolutely fantastic, and it's brutal.
Yeah, I've heard it's right up there. It's not sort of watch it with your kids kind of TV show.
Oh no, yeah, it's definitely not.
Don't put it on the data projector in the classroom kind of stuff.
Oh man, Chris, this is great. This is fantastic. Phil, you look, Phil. Wow, whew, Will. Let me. I gotta say. I gotta send you this.
It's just one letter over.
Yeah, let me send you this, dude. Like, is it cool if I send it to Will, Chris? Because if it's exclusive to me, I don't mind.
This could be controversial. It could be a no.
Yeah,
it could be an awkward silence.
That's why I want to ask. You know what I mean? But this is great. How did what is this? This is 3D printed? Because man, this is beautiful. You gotta see it, Will. It's really impressive.
Yeah, I'll check it out. Just going to say while we're here, Kenny, where can they find your work if they want to buy it?
So Wild Ink Studios on Etsy, right, is the best place to commission, buy some artwork. I have a few pieces up on the Etsy store at the moment. Some of the original pieces are the first couple of paintings that we did for this art challenge for Masters of the Universe.
Yep.
So those are up and available. I also have copies of my art book, which are only $20, right? Not including shipping. Excuse me. And yeah, I have plenty of commission options available up there as well. So if there's something that you want that's custom, I have some examples that you can take a look at. And if you're keen on, looking at some more examples, right? If you need a little more convincing, you can always head over to my Instagram. It's the at names that you see on the bottom of your screen at the moment, at _inks, INX _studios, and at Wild Inks Ken.
So someone could, in theory, commission you to do the entire Cards of the Office on trading cards.
Yes, absolutely. I would love that. Especially now that I'm trying to lean into more of the representational stuff.
Yeah.
I would absolutely love that. I got commissioned recently to do Tom Holland Spider-Man.
Nice.
So that's going to be really fun because I want to lean into some of the dramatic lighting from like the films.
Yes. Yeah.
Get some nice bright whites, like kind of like Alex Ross.
Right. Yep.
But
Rockefeller washes. Yep.
Yes.
Rockwell washes. Rockwell, not Rockefeller. Rockwell washes.
The Rockwell. The Rockwell.
So washes. They could get every version of The Office. Then they could get like every variant member of The Office with Dwight wearing the wigs.
Oh yes, that was a fun episode. Yes, I have a wig for everyone in the office.
Why? Why does he have a wig for every person in the office? Oh my god, it's so funny.
Okay, so I'm gonna send this over to you. Chris has given me approval.
He's giving you clearance.
Yes. Let me send these over to you. Well, boom.
So I'm just getting a bit of wild arm hair happening on Stratos here. Some wild Chuck Norris arm hair happening.
some feral body hair.
Yeah, I was just saying. I saw earlier. I was watching that clip where he fought Bruce Lee in the movies.
Oh yeah.
And he had a lot of body hair. Like it went over the shoulders.
Dude. It looked like he was wearing a fuzzy tank top.
Right. I thought he had some sort of scarf on. I'm like, what? That's his hair.
I thought the film quality was bad, because movies from the 70s are a little fuzzy. We're a little spoiled with with all the 4Ks and the 1080p's and such.
Yeah. Which is an extreme contrast to Bruce. Like he was like slick.
Yeah, Bruce was like a dolphin, dude. Like he had zero hair. Bruce was like a dolphin with zero body hair. And then he's up against the woolly American Chuck Norris. You know,
Dolphin body.
that I feel like it was kind of an injustice to have Chuck without the beard, but still be so hairy. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're gonna go all the way, dude. Go all the way.
Dolphin body. Oh my god. All right, we're back here. Back to the painting.
Welcome to another episode of Back to the Drawing Board, ladies and gentlemen. This is what we do every Friday.
Flipper with nunchucks.
Off into the ditch with no brakes. With no brakes.
Oh god, dolphin body. I just can't get out of my head.
and you know, like, I thought, you know, and this is me rewatching the movie again as like a teenager, right? Because there's that scene where they get into the exchange where they're boxing, right? And then Bruce like rips some of the body hair off.
I know. He just shreds his chest hair.
I was like, that's wow. That's, you know, the savagery. You know what I'm saying?
And then
like,
blows it out of his fingers like there was enough there to blow. There's enough there to blow out. It was
like, you know, like spring cleaning and you find the dust bunny under the couch.
Right. Because we had this night the other night with the boys. I was sitting there with the boys and Amy, and they were just going through all the Chuck Norris jokes, like just doing. they were having a great time, and they didn't even really know who Chuck Norris was, and I had to introduce them to Chuck Norris and Lone Wolf McQuade and you know Delta Force and all these Chuck Norris 80s splendor.
Nice.
And then I showed them the clip of the Bruce Lee, and then I'd forgotten about that chest hair bit too, and I was like, oh my god, he ripped out part of the doormat off of his chest,
dude,
and then blew it like.
Yo, that was he like ripped out a handful of taco meat and then blew it out of him. Like, that's an insult. That's like that's for me. That's like the equivalent of being slapped with the white glove. You're like, challenge you. You know what I mean? Like,
you pull, like, even if I survive this fight, now I've got a patch.
Yeah.
I'm walk down and explain that I've got a patch of hair missing from my chest hair. Like, impressive enough that he's got enough of a doormat that it's going to be missing.
Of course.
You know?
Of course.
And he knew it. He knew he's got a splendid amount of chest hair, like Stratos.
Yes. I think it was jealousy.
I think so.
I think it was jealousy.
When you're a dolphin. I've never heard him described. There's a lot of references to him being the cat in that clip. But the dolphin. Oh, but he was, and you know, if you put it in perspective, like Bruce at that time, man, yes. he was in his early 30s. Yeah,
he was in his early 30s when he shot that movie, and man, he showed no signs of slowing down.
No,
you know, Chuck, on the other hand. Chuck looked like he was in his mid 40s. You know what I'm saying? with the lush drapery of chest hair, you know, what I mean?
and a wildly flicking bowl cut.
I'm telling you, and it was shiny too. It was out there glistening, shiny.
It was
shiny.
It was golden. I mean? It was a golden mane. It's like a golden retriever.
Yeah. Chris says like
dolphin.
Steve Carell's chest in the 40-year-old version. Yes.
There you go. Like that. It was intricately woven and woven hair.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
It's like
it was a pelt. They could pretty much use him for the underwear in Masters of the Universe.
Easily.
I was saying before that they've got a Masters of the Universe film coming out in 2026.
Do they?
Yeah.
Like live action?
Yeah, they announced it during the week.
Interesting.
They revealed a little bit of the synopsis.
Okay.
That He-Man, like Superman, the movie begins on Earth,
mm-hmm.
and then he gets called home to Eternia.
I hate it already. I hate it already.
Why can't it just start on Eternia? Why do they have to keep doing it?
Exactly? Look, the whole trying to relate to the audience.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It didn't work the first time. It's not going to work now, especially now.
Right. Yeah.
Especially now.
That 80s one is...
People want to... You know what I mean? Like, people want to be so, like, disconnected from reality right now.
Yeah.
You know, just give the people what they want. Look at X-Men.
Right. They're just not learning. They watch these other franchises make mistakes, and then they do the same thing. Like, let's just do the same mistake. Okay, let's do it. I hate it already. I hate it already. Deep.
I hate it already.
Oh,
you
man.
know? Like, why? Why?
Yeah, I don't know. It's a good question, but I don't know. No one else was asking why. No one in the studio saying, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
You're not even supposed to be in this conference room. I left it open for me, and I come in and you're doing a presentation. It's not even your movie. Get out of here. Get out of here.
Yeah, like, what is that? What is that? Like, I would have 10 minutes into reading the script, I would have shut it down. No.
I would have the first line when it says starts on it. No. Where's that guy that was writing the script? He's gone. He's just gone.
He's gone.
Yeah. What do you want from me?
What do you want from me? I want a better script. That's what I want.
Just to follow up with that line. What do you want from me? Well, I want an explanation. Like, we've been friends. We grew up together. Like, we've been together for 30 years. I'd like to know. Like,
I don't know what to tell you. He's gone.
He was my only reason to maybe stay connected with the mob because I'm Jewish and I'm Irish and I'm not Italian, and he was my only in, and you killed him. Don't just give me he's gone. That's what I'd like from you.
Well, you're probably gone too.
Yeah, you're gone. Yeah, Jimmy, you're gone.
He's out of here.
Gone, Jimmy. What do you want from me? I just love that.
Yeah.
No, don't ask me to explain nothing. What do you want from me?
Yeah.
You don't know what to tell you. It's gone. I don't know what to tell you. How can you not know? I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
What do you mean you don't know? Don't be coy. Don't be so obtuse. Oh,
so really quick, guys.
I want a bit of pushback.
Look, and even Chris is even putting you on blast right now. He says, and he jumped on my back for hating the Irishman.
Oh, man.
He's got your number.
He's gone.
He's gone.
And I'm going to look, Goodfellas is one of my favorites.
Love that
movie. I just want to know, like, can you push back a little bit? Like, ask for an explanation. Like, who's this on the call? What's your name? Can we catch up and have a talk? I'm going to complain to management. Like, I want to know, you know, where's HR? Where's the
some
HR? Some
basic information.
Where's I'm going to put in a work cover claim. Where's HR in the mob? Like, I want to know.
Just some basics. He's down.
Where's he gone? What are you talking about?
He's not here anymore. He's gone.
Going to get a sandwich? What's he doing? I don't know.
So
next time we get live stream and you're not here, I'm going to say that he's just gone.
Yeah,
Kenny. Yeah,
he's gone. He's gone. You know, what do you want from me?
What do you want from me?
He's gone.
Still gets me. I'm gonna have to go watch it now. Oh man.
So
No.
I'm just, taking advantage of the fact that, I've already laid in a lot of my initial glazes, and I'm just kind of touching up some areas, pulling out some small details, right?
Yes.
Dropping in some deeper blacks, getting that nice terminal line down the center of the form, right? Because I want to get some nice sunlight bursting out from in here. Have the sort of sun rays kind of triangulating outward from the other side of the wings. So slowly but surely, I'm kind of building up some of those like shadows up in the terminal areas.
Which is kind of muscles you built in the Skeletor piece, isn't it? That,
yeah.
Having the light source from behind, kind of thing.
Yeah. But this time it's like it's from behind, but it's also coming down from up top.
You got a bit of cause and effect going on there.
Yes, indeed.
Chris is trying to drag us back into the Goodfellas again. I agree with you, Chris. Where's the human in human resources? That's what I'd like to say. Where is that?
Go.
It's gone.
It's gone.
Oh man. I don't think we'll spend that long on Stratos. I kind of feel like we're banging through it pretty quickly.
Yeah, which is odd because it's like
I've been waiting for Stratos. He's my favorite. He's one of my favorites.
Yeah,
but we just plowing through it a bit.
Yeah, I find it kind of odd. I mean, it could be because we've been on this challenge for a little bit. We're kind of like hitting a stride.
Yes.
Right. But we're not doing anything like too out of the ordinary in comparison to the other pieces that we've done.
Do you think maybe his armor is a little less intricate, perhaps?
It's possible, but the argument could be made that you trade off the intricate armor for the big wings.
Yes, that's true. Which I have not got to yet, so that could be 15 weeks in the making.
Yeah, because you're gonna noodle. Noodle a little bit.
He's gonna noodle on another feather. Here we go, kids. Great. Good viewing at home. Yeah. Awesome.
But no, I think you're right. That we have been kind of like breezing through Stratos.
Yeah, I like that reference. That kind of brings it into a real aesthetic of floating in the air, breezing through.
Yes, indeed. It's like I feel like with this one, I mean, obviously, like I did more of a wider shot with this gesture.
Yeah,
and I did enjoy filling the page with Skeletor.
Right.
So,
yeah.
So I'm filling the page here as well.
Nice.
And in that initial stream with all the glazes, I got a pretty like decent amount done.
It's impressive that your paper held up with that amount of application.
Oh, it's more paint, less water.
Yeah.
I was paying really close attention to like my ratios.
Yeah, you gotta.
And like,
or it's doomsday.
Absolutely. That you kind of want to be gentle and watch how damp your bristles are.
Yeah, I tend to have to pace it. I've got to pace my way through it and just keep not being too impatient. If I start getting impatient, things just go to pieces.
Right.
With the paper, it just can't handle it. And if I was working on canvas, I could just splash and attack. Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So the paper doesn't. You've got to treat it differently. You got to wine it and dine it.
Yeah. You got to talk to it nice.
Nice talk.
Talk to me nice. Hey.
on again.
Hey, talk to me nice. Get your shine box.
Jimmy,
Yeah.
go get your shine box.
Go get your shine box.
That guy got it bad.
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
got
he
it
did.
bad. He got deleted. Well, that was the whole reason that Jimmy was taken out later. Was that guy was a made man, wasn't he?
Yes, sir.
And he didn't tell anyone. Just they did it, and kind of looks like a friend of ours with the white hair.
Indeed.
Look at him. He's in the boat there with the dog, looking left and right. What do you want from
What
me?
do you want from me? It says, what thickness paper do you use? So to answer your question, Yvette, I use Bristol board, right? So Bristol board isn't that much thicker than, like, say, a trading card.
Yes.
Right? So it holds up pretty well. Right? It holds up pretty well for the most part. The only thing with Bristol, right, is that typically if you're gonna work with a really wet medium, like I do, I try to, kind of alternate between watercolor and gouache. So if you're gonna work with a really wet medium, I recommend you stretch the paper. So to stretch the paper, you tape it down like what I did here, right? I use painter's tape because it won't damage the paper like when you peel it off. And you sort of like give it a quick glaze with a damp brush, right? So that it prevents it from buckling too much, right? And what that does is it kind of like opens up some of the fiber pockets in between the layers of the paper, so like the paint becomes that much more absorbent. It's kind of like the act of like separating some of the plies, right? But for the most part, Bristol is very, very diverse. Like, to go beyond Bristol, working with a wet medium, it's like watercolor paper. Like, what is it? I think it's the hot pressed paper that's like kind of porous. Am I right, Will?
Yes, absolutely. Yep.
So like hot pressed watercolor paper is kind of porous. It feels like homemade paper, right?
Yeah.
It's got like a nice texture to it. It's porous, and like it already has the pockets like in between the layers.
It's
so like
ready to go.
Yeah, you could just jump right into that. So, but Bristol is my go-to, right? Because you can do anything and everything on Bristol. But, like for more complicated subject matter, you want to be mindful of how you treat it, because it can like Will says, it can cornflake on you.
You can, but it does have a nice vellum surface, which is what I tend to like about it.
Yes,
it's very smooth. Traditionally, when I've used watercolors papers, it's just a little bit too thick in terms of its surface area. But I don't tape mine down. But I mean, I work a little bit differently. To Kenny, we kind of approach it slightly differently. We may end up with similar results, but the process for me is a little bit more compartmentalized. I don't sort of do broad areas, so I tend to work small areas at a time. So it doesn't often. There's no risk of it really bowing on me.
Right.
Unless I'm doing Skeletor, that one got a bit close because I was doing large sort of background areas.
Well, and it depends on the artist also, right? Because every artist, uses the mediums differently, right? Like Will uses gouache a bit more dense and less watered down, where I use gouache a little more watered down.
Yeah.
So like with Will, it's like less of it's less of a risk, like you just said.
Yeah. Which is something you just learn. You get into it and you go, oh, I can't do that. That didn't work out. And I've ruined many a picture by going in and too excited, thinking I can do this, and I stuffed it. I stuffed it and started again. So, much like that trading card, we all have those moments. Like
absolutely, and that's why it's very, very important that you experiment, right?
Yeah.
Like, don't be afraid to like get in there, get your hands dirty, and like really understand how your medium works.
Yeah.
Play around with the medium and make mistakes.
And do that part early, because if you get to the point where you do get a job and you don't have the opportunity to make mistakes, then you're in a bit of a problem. So you kind of want to work your rule book out early.
Yeah, get the kinks out.
Yeah. So if someone gave you that job, Kenny, with your trading cards, and you only got the amount of trading cards, the opportunity to take new chances are not there. You just got to kind of do what you've done always.
Yep.
And without trying to be too cookie cutter, but without taking so many risks that things could get crazy at any minute.
That's right.
And then you're off in the ditch. Much like many of our live streams. You don't want to be there professionally. That's why we have our Saturdays and Friday nights.
Yes, indeed. I'm gonna add some faint lemon yellow to this jet propulsion.
Yes.
Right, that we get back here.
Nice bit of cool yellow.
Yeah, a little bit of this cool yellow, but I'm gonna soften it a little bit further by adding a little white into the yellow.
Yep.
Right, because I want it to feel subtle. Right, because we're getting close to a very strong light source up top.
Yep.
I don't want it to feel like a cartoon.
True.
So I'm going to use this round brush to kind of pull up some of my blue that's in the white, or rather some of this blue that's in the sky, rather, so I can create some negative space for like the vapor. I find this round brush does a great work of softening those edges between colors, so you get a nice blend. Now here, I think I might hit this with a little yellow as well.
So what's happening in the world of comic news this week, Kenny? Do you have any?
Nah, man.
Last week we had the big AI sort of the sort of stance.
Yeah, which was fantastic.
Yeah,
but I've been so like busy that I haven't heard of anything outside of like watching X-Men.
Yeah,
I've been disconnected because I've been just working
quiet
on stuff, trying to make the deadlines and everything, and
yeah,
getting stuff prepared for the summer.
Yes. Yep.
Oh man, that was a happy accident that just happened here. I just realized what I did.
What did you do?
So I added some of that cool yellow, that same lemon yellow right here along the negative space of the fuzzy calf.
Yes.
And it pulled that leg forward.
Nice. The parted calf. Yep.
Yes. It pulled that leg forward. It was a happy accident.
There you go. Gives it a nice outline there too, doesn't it? Without using white.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna drop some white ink in here with a little bit of that same cool yellow mixed in.
Yep.
Kind of pull it outward so we get that nice sort of like lens flare.
Yes. Was another thing in the early Photoshop days. Everything had lens flare.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, because we needed the drama.
Look what I can do. Yeah, it's like they just got a new trick. Yeah.
We needed the drama. Let me get some of this cerulean blue, a little bit of white. Let's see how that looks. Okay, that could be good. I'm going to drop some of this cerulean around the negative space on the base here. So like as we're moving down the form, the colors that are haloed around the form sort of get cooler.
So while you were sandwiching earlier, we were going through the list, the Magical Masters Universe list. We went through the Masters Universe list and we were just talking about Tila, which is our next.
Ooh, Tila's next,
and
yeah.
On the Warrior Woman.
Very nice.
Have you had any ideas about what you're going to do?
Oof, I don't. Because, I mean, I could go the easy route and kind of give her like your standard Frazetta, sort of like leaning up against a rock very seductively.
Right. The Red Sonja. Yep.
Yeah, like very Red Sonja, but then it's like, you know, Tila's not necessarily the damsel in distress type.
No, yep.
So it's like I want to like arm her, give her a weapon or a gun or something.
Yeah.
Man, that's a good idea. I don't think I've thought of that yet.
It's always good to do that pre-thinking, isn't it? Before you get to the,
Oh yeah. So this way, you know, you can just kind of dive in.
Yeah.
When you're ready to drop the final. But I haven't really thought about it because I'm, you know, because this is my first time ever drawing Stratos, right? And this is kind of ambitious for me.
Yeah.
Right. So there's a lot of experimenting that I'm doing through this painting.
Right. Yeah.
All right. So there've been some happy accidents. There've been some botches. Right.
Accidents.
There've been some botches that I haven't talked about because I don't want to draw attention to them. Right.
I can't talk about it. It's too fresh.
I don't want to draw any attention to the botches.
Yes.
So I'm just, you know, it's one of those I'm problem solving in real time.
Right. Yeah.
So I feel like as I get closer to finishing this one, I think I'll be like relaxed enough to think about what I'm gonna do for team.
Yes. Yeah.
Have you thought about what you want to do?
Only today, like when we just started talking about it, I thought, I think I was originally going to do her in a kind of a warrior pose,
right?
Like He-Man, but then I thought, no, I think I'm going to do her on Battle Ram.
Okay.
It's like attacking in air on the Battle Ram.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, you know that vehicle that they used to fly around in.
Yeah.
I think it was by Battle. Yeah, so she used to use that a bit in the show, but.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't mind doing that. I wouldn't mind doing that. I think actually, like that will give a nice, like warrior action pose, but with the metal of that compared to her, like it would be a nice contrast.
Right. Man, you make a good point because I haven't done any like vehicles.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I wouldn't mind doing that or animals. We haven't done the animals either.
Vehicles or animals? You're right. We haven't done any vehicles or animals thus far, and we do want to kick this up a bit. So I think I'm gonna have to do a little research.
Chris goes, if I didn't mention it, then it never happened. Correct, Chris. If you never hear a tree fall, right?
Exactly.
It just becomes tales of folklore.
That's it. Just smile and wave, boys.
Did that Kenny ever make a mistake? No, I heard that he did.
No, what? What?
Speculation. Erroneous speculation.
Erroneous. Erroneous.
That's so
walk
funny.
out of the room with your hair whipping like Snape.
Chuck Norris. Golden mane of bowl cut.
Indeed. Indeed. That's America's bowl cut.
It's American, damn it. It's
American.
American.
You ever see what is that? Hold on. I want to make sure I get the title of that movie right. Because at the time of its release, it was very impressive. Hold on. Team America World Police.
Yes. And then they had the unrated one version that just made people think, why did I just watch that?
Yes. So I watched it when it first came out, right? Haven't watched it since, I enjoyed it. So then
it's hard to find now.
Huh?
It's hard to find now in this country.
No, dude, it's on Max. It's on HBO Max.
Yeah.
Right?
It's hard to track it down.
So here I am trying to decide what I'm going to play in the background while I'm working on some stuff, right?
Oh dear.
I haven't seen this in a while. Let's
This won't distract me at all.
Let's fire this up.
Yep.
Oh man, the level of distractions with that movie, man. There was some parts that I completely forgot about.
The trauma blocked it out.
Yeah, but I think the Kim Jong-un character was the best.
Yes. It was Matt Stone and Trey Parker at their best, wasn't it?
Indeed. My damn hard.
Yeah, it was right up there with basketball.
Yes. Another one of my absolutely favorite nonsensical movies is Kung Pao.
Yes.
I can recite that movie line for line. I went to see that movie at least 5 times in the theater. Right.
Wow, in the theater. That's your own Star Wars moment. That's your own Star Wars moment right there.
Dude, it was so funny, right? And I remember I was dating this girl. I had just moved to Florida, and I was dating this girl, and we would try to go to a movie like twice a month, right? And my cousin my cousin who was living down here at the time, we went out on a double date, and dude, we sat like together, like in between the girls, right, and we were in tears, and the girls were like not amused, but it was like it was, didn't even know. Yeah, because it was like a lot of the jokes were just so stupid that they looked at us like this is really immature. But my cousin and I, we were quack 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 quack. It was hilarious. So the second time I saw it, we went without them. It was
That's hilarious.
Chris says, Kenny, are you painting with white or diluting with water? I'm doing both. So what I did was I started diluting with a damp brush, right? Kind of pulling some of the paint out, right? But now I'm coming back in with a little bit of white, right? Just to kind of soften the separation, if that makes sense, right? Because you see how there's going to be some hard areas of the blue where I would have pulled away. So I'm going to soften those up with a little bit of white so that I get a nice sort of soft white area here that when I come back in with my sun rays, like it will kind of lay the foundation for that. Let me see if I can aim this light away so that you can see kind of what I'm doing here with the clouds.
Yeah, sometimes the light plays tricks with what we're doing.
Yeah.
You find that? Like I look at, sometimes I look up on screen and go, oh, it seems like my paint has separated. But when I look at it in reality, it's actually quite smooth.
Yeah.
The glare doesn't respond always that well to the glare.
Yeah. So Chris, what I'm doing is I'm kind of trying to frame it in like a teardrop kind of deal, right? So that my sun rays are gonna come bursting out this way. So we frame Stratos diagonally with the wisp of the clouds and the sun rays. Andrea says, "Thank you for explaining Bristol paper versus watercolor paper." No, you're welcome. This is part of what we do here, right?
Yeah.
Because one of the things that I encourage all of my students to do is to experiment above everything, right? Don't be afraid to mix your mediums, see how they kind of react with one another. You know, that it's a part of like that journey of creativity, right? You want that's like the best part. You know, it's not the destination, it's the journey.
Mm. Yes, it's the discovery, isn't it?
It's that how did you put it last week, Will? The maddening
It's the maddening search.
the maddening search. The maddening search.
But one day I may find it, and then everything would be okay. Then I would be all right again.
The maddening search.
Everything would make sense in my life if I can just conquer.
Indeed. Indeed.
This mad race for conquering this medium would be over.
But you gotta love it though. You gotta love the process.
Well, that's the hunt, isn't it? It's, you're trying to conquer that section and win that, and win over it. I mean, during the week we had a local politician come through the classroom.
Nice.
And visit the kids, and they had cameras on them and stuff. And my kids in my class are drawing. We're doing wildlife at the moment. The kids are doing wolves.
Right.
So every kid had a different wolf, and they were drawing a wolf. And the politician said, so she goes, look, how did you come up with the wolf? Like, why choose a wolf? And they go, oh, well, Mr. Playton chose the wolf. And she goes, why the wolf? I said, well, it's still wild. I said it's probably the closest thing that the kid can relate to a dog. Like, they know how a dog feels, and they know the textures of a dog. And she goes, I can see they're all like focused. They're finding it hard to talk. I said, because they're in the wars. They're in the war with their picture. They're trying to win that bit of texture or that bit of tone. I said, and it takes a bit. It takes a toll to sit there and do that when you're learning that section. I mean, I'm the same if I'm using a medium I've never used before. You're at war with it. You know, you think,
right.
How do I figure this out? I can't let this bit win. I've got to get this bit ahead of it. I've got to figure that out. I've lost it. Now I've found it. Now I've lost it. It becomes this maddening search or dance with the artwork to finally get to the point where you are happy, where you may not always have it where you want it to be, but you're happy to where you got it to be.
That's right.
So, yes, we are sometimes, even though we might be laughing about Goodfellas, other times we're at war with the piece. That's why sometimes we might go to an awkward silence because we've got to figure something out.
Indeed. It's because we're, like Will said, we're in the dance right now.
Yeah, that's right.
We are in the dance.
That's why it's interesting when you pick pictures that you can have playing in the background, like movies or music. it's got to, for me, it's got to be something that I may have seen like at least a million times. Like it's got to be so pleasing for me to hear, but numbing at the same time that it's just background noise.
Right. Same.
But in saying that, it's stupidly enough, it's got to be background noise that relates to what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Like I can't have John Carpenter's The Thing playing when I'm sitting there doing Star Wars or something. Like it just
No,
doesn't.
no, not at all.
It's too jolting for me, you know.
Yeah.
Maybe we're like method actors that way.
Yeah, that's true. I do that. I do that when I'm doing comic pages.
Yeah, you got to stay in character.
Yeah, so it's like it's kind of like what you have playing sort of like, you feed off of that energy and it sort of like channels into the
Right.
art.
Yes.
That if you're doing some sci-fi stuff, I'm playing like, The Matrix or Blade Runner or something. You know what I mean?
You got to get your Rocky music going before you run out into the ring. Like,
exactly.
Exactly. That's the frequency for what you're doing.
Exactly. Man, I think I need to pull some more whites out this way. Get a little more of this white.
I've nearly finished my grey undertones. Nearly there.
Very nice.
Usually at that last point where you're doing that big stretch of the legs, you think, okay, because my figure's fairly stretched out.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of surface area to cover here.
Now, to pull out some of those higher forms in your grays, what are you going to put on top of that?
So usually I mix a bit of brown with my black and white, and that gives it a warm grey. So what I tend to do, and you can see it in some of my areas that I've kind of, besides a bit of highlight, I've kind of nearly finished. I tend to tuck a little bit of darkness just every now and then, right? And that gives my form the feeling that it's twisting around. So then too much of that, it makes it look like a colouring in book outline, right? So I want to make sure that I'm using light and dark to create the illusion of form.
Gotcha.
So that's probably, see the undertones, see the difference between that and that. Like you can see one holds a lot more surface strength in the sense that I can feel that twisting around. That one doesn't quite do it yet. It's flat.
Right.
So when it gets to that point and I start putting in some of those darks, and then I'll probably go through with a final pass.
Yeah.
And do one final pass. I'm just winking here and there a bit of highlights or a bit of dark on the other side of the spectrum. Then, and then it will start to play together. But alternatively, too, when I put in some of this blue sky behind him, I might feel that some of my grey areas will need a neutral blue reflected light happening under the triceps or maybe a little bit of the hair. Right. So I'm expecting that as well. So when I go, that'll be, I guess, probably the next stage after my midtones are finished. I'll put in that blue sky. So, yeah, it does, like we talked about, it's that dance. So, I'll go back and forward from highlights to heavy tones to reflected lights, and I just kind of move and push and pull and move and push until I finally find some sort of level of equilibrium where there's like a nice balance of everything. And like I said, it may not be perfect. I may be thinking to myself, I could have done that differently, or I'll do that differently next time. But the illusion of it is there enough for it to be convincing.
Right. Okay.
If that makes sense.
No, it does. Well, for me, it does. It does. Cause I find myself doing the same thing. I just I suppose I didn't know how to articulate it.
Right.
So it's kind of is one of those situations where as I'm rendering and as I'm building up those layers, I kind of eyeball it, and then like that you're always like kind of switching gears.
Yes. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Chris Moore
Yes.
says when I paint statues, I'll have a movie like Endgame or The Martian playing. I can
Right.
follow the movie in my head without watching the screen. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. That's how you do that. That's how you
And
do that.
sometimes if I'm on deadline, I'll use it as a timing piece.
Right.
So I'll have it like if I know I've got roughly an hour and a half to spend on something, that makes me halfway through Star Wars: A New Hope. I know I'm halfway through that. So I kind of and I know the movie well enough to know roughly where halfway is. So I go, right, I've got to be on my second piece in the second half of the film.
There you go.
So it's a bit of a timing piece for me sometimes. It keeps me in check in a pleasant way.
Right. That's good. That's good. For me, it's got to be something silly.
Yeah.
It's got to be something silly or something really, really serious.
Like true crime?
Like true crime or cryptids.
You know, we were sitting there watching TV the other day, Amy and I, and she flicked the channel over and True Crime came on. And I go, oh, it's Kenny's ASMR. And we were watching that.
There it is.
She's totally aware of it. We're totally aware of it.
100%, dude. Like, because it's like I don't need to like look at the screen or pay attention to anything that's going on because they're interviewing the suspects. They have them in these interrogation rooms, and they're getting commentary from the detectives.
Yeah.
So it's like every so often I'll like poke my head up just to see what the evidence looks like.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? but outside of that, I'm on autopilot while it's playing in the background.
Well, some guy's life is ending. Yeah.
Exactly. They found what? They found semen. That's not mine, right? And then,
the white glove.
She's folded up in my trunk. I don't know how she got there.
I'm impressed with that because I can't do that. Not with that stuff. I get too involved and get upset. I get up. What do you mean you got away with it? What are you doing? How did you not see that? What is this, your first case? Like, I get too involved. I get too upset. Like, I'm like, come on, people. This is woefully mismanagement. That's what this is. Woefully mismanagement.
Yeah, it's either that or something that's like totally stupid. Like I'll just like, but like the stuff that's really funny, it's stuff that I've seen a million times. Like I'll like put on a Mel Brooks movie.
Yes, right? Yeah.
Blazing Saddles or something just totally absurd, right? Yes. Just so that I don't need to look at the screen to giggle at it. You know what I mean?
Right. Yes. Like City Slickers or
City Slickers is another one. The Three Amigos. You know what I'm saying? It's like
one of my favorites is The Burbs with Tom Hanks.
Ooh, I love that movie.
Yeah, that's always on my playlist is because it's just so dumb. I can laugh without even looking. I know exactly what part is up to with Rumsfeld.
I absolutely love that movie.
It's one of my favorites.
Can I offer you some crackers and sardines? That dude really looked like a wolf boy.
Listen, if you haven't seen The Burbs with Tom Hanks, regardless of controversy with him now, go and watch The Burbs from 1989 with Carrie Fisher and
Corey Feldman was in that movie.
Corey Feldman as Ricky.
Yeah, he was the neighbor from across the street. I got the pizza dude coming.
Rumsfeld was my favorite. And the arms straight up from across the street.
Yes, the vet, the war vet with the young wife,
with the trophy wife and
the war vet with the young wife, and the flamboyant neighbor with the toupee and the little white dog that kept pooping on his lawn.
When I was a teenager when it came out, I didn't even realize. I just thought he was an old guy. It never made the connection that he was that flamboyant. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, never made that connection. Till recently, I watched that. Wait a second. Walter's got some other secrets going on in there.
Uh-huh.
So funny. But Rumsfeld,
I
like,
love that movie.
they never leave the house without their hair. Like,
Um,
he's just got some great quotes.
and his best friend was such an instigator, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He was putting those thoughts in his head. He just wanted to mind his business.
He's showing him that demonic book, the handbook of demon rites and rituals.
Yeah.
Once you get in your head, Ray, that's it. It's over, buddy.
It's over, buddy. It's over. Demonic possession, pal. Demonic possession, pal. Once they get in here, hey, don't let them get in there, huh? Once they get in there, bro.
You're chanting, Ray. Oh man, it's like Young Frankenstein for me. Like that's one of my favorite comedies.
Oh, that's another classic.
Like I will watch that and I will laugh from the beginning to the end. And it's the same with Burbs. Like I mean, there's not a moment I'm not waiting to see something hilarious because even the most subtle pieces are hilarious. You know, like
yeah,
when they're taking the brownies around to the neighbors and he falls through the deck. God damn it! And he drops all the brownies on the ground.
Uh-huh.
Damn it!
Young Frankenstein. I think.
I'm not paying. I'm not paying for that. You don't pay for that. You sue them. Like,
I think it's got to be every time he corrects someone on his name.
Yeah,
you get that wolf howl in the at the distance.
Oh, and Young Frankenstein.
Frankenstein.
Oh, yeah. Or you get the woman's name, Bluka, Frau Bluka, and then the horse's name every time. Like, what did she do to those horses? I said Bluka in the background.
That's such a good movie.
Dude, that's another Mel Brooks one. I mean, just so funny. Like Gene Wilder and Marty. Like, just there was not a moment in that it's just not hilarious.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Very good.
So it's stuff like that, dude, that I gotta play. Spaceballs, you know, which is another classic.
Yes.
You know, like it's got to be stuff like that playing in the background.
So do you put a playlist together and just have it playing in the background? Like,
so my algorithm is so like tight that like the if I play one thing, it kind of understands what I'm most likely to play next. So it'll be in the suggestions, like right at the bottom as I get the credits.
So it's like Kit from Knight Rider.
Yeah, it knows. It knows.
Yes, Kenny. I think you're ready for Spaceballs.
Yes, I think you're ready for Spaceballs.
And maybe a back rub.
That's it.
I did it, but no, but now yes. Hey, you suggested that, yes. Can I say yes to you? Strange AI.
Yes. Yes, indeed. Give me all the back rubs.
All the back rubs while wearing a fez. That's what I want right now. Oh man. And so I built a little a playlist on a hard drive. So I just play it off that. And so there's no chance for me to spend 45 minutes searching for something on Netflix because that's what happens. And then I don't want to see
before you know it, like you burnt a lot of time just looking for something to just kind of you burn a lot of time looking for something that you're ultimately just gonna ignore anyway.
Right. I've got a playlist and I've watched a third of it. I'm like,
yeah,
on Netflix. I'm like, I'm not gonna watch, you know.
See, Chris Borman gets it. He says that he plays stand-up comedians on Netflix while he paints.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Yes, I do the same thing, dude. That I got like my go-tos that I'll always watch, and then like I'll throw in like some of the newer stuff. There aren't too many comedians that are like, that kind of fall under, I guess, my comedic tastes.
Yep.
Because like I'm into like Carlin, Dave Chappelle is awesome.
Yeah.
Classic Eddie Murphy. Like I like the more offensive comedy. The more offensive comedy, like your Bill Burrs. Bill Burr is fantastic. He never disappoints.
No, he's hilarious.
Never disappoints.
And he's a deliberate. He deliberately says things to instigate the audience. Like he's.
Yeah.
He'll say it. He knows it. He knows what he's doing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I'll play some stand up. Definitely. That's always like mixed in there because I prefer a lot of it's not that I have a preference for comedy. It's that I'll need something to kind of cleanse the palate after I've watched so many like
true crime
cryptids and like interrogation videos of like murders. I need something to kind of cleanse the palate.
So many blood splatter analysis you can take,
Exactly.
Yeah, I'll even do things like I'll throw on like we have those live stream channels where probably like you guys have obviously, and it'll just be I'll just put on like American Pickles or something, and it'll just be playing in the background.
Oh yeah,
and it's just endless nothing. Like sometimes I'm just in the mood for numb nothing, Like I'll listen to like what was I watching last night? I was sitting there painting, and I just had in the background these guys that are just using they're just searching for gold using the metal detectors. That was the whole thing. I was like, that's okay. I'll watch 4 episodes of that, and it's endless. It's endless nothing. Like there's nothing. It's just nothing to it. There's no real content besides them looking for that. But sometimes that's just that ambient noise that I need. It's not sort of. There's no score to it. There's no noise like gunfire, and it's just that. It's just this endless. Or they're repairing cars, or they're,
right.
Or they're getting storage lockers auctioned, and they're
something that feels like busy work.
Yeah, but nothing.
Like busy work that amounts to nothing.
Yeah, like if Amy was to come in the room and say, "What are you watching?" I said, "I don't really know what this is. This is like the fifth episode of this old house. I don't really know what I'm looking at anymore. I've lost my mind. I lost my mind an hour ago. I really don't know. You get so tired, you get numb."
Melly's walked in here and asked me the same thing. I'll just have something going.
Yeah.
She's like, "Ooh, that looks interesting. What is that?" I don't know.
Sometimes Amy goes, "What do you put on?" I said, "I didn't. You put this on, but that was 4 hours ago." I said, "I don't even know what this show is. I don't even know what this show is. I think it's got something to do with UFOs. Someone got abducted. I think it's got inner Earth, stories about inner Earth. I don't even know what this is anymore. I don't even know. It's like the fifth In Search of Bigfoot documentary that's in a row. I don't know what this has become anymore. I don't know what I am anymore. But I'm hoping they find him just for their sake. Like I really
there it is.
I care about these people now. They're part of my life. I hope they succeed. I really do hope for these people that
I want them to
get every dollar they can get out of this storage unit that they bought. Because I don't think that cane furniture is going to flip well. I just don't think they're going to get there. I felt bad for that guy on that pawn shop episode where he couldn't sell that Civil War sword that was a fake. Like, I mean,
I'm invested.
But then you get to the point sometimes you go, what is this? What am I doing? I can't watch this crap anymore. I've got to turn this off.
Oh, yeah.
But you have your snapping moment.
But this year we've been eating good. We've been eating good. Let me tell you, we've been eating good this year.
Oh man.
You know what I
Well, there's
mean?
lots.
There's lots of options. We've been eating real good.
Yes. So tell
Cause
me, what is the best cryptid show you've seen? Or your favorite cryptid
there is a
show?
channel. There's a channel on YouTube.
Oh.
Shoot, let me pull up the guy's channel name right now because he pops up a lot on my algorithm.
Yeah.
Because like it was one afternoon that I'm sitting here and I'm working on some stuff and one of his videos like caught my attention
Yeah.
and I played it, right? And then, it was so good. Like it was one of those where like, yeah, you were paying attention, but you weren't like you didn't stop working,
Right.
right? So I just kind of let it play, right? So what ended up happening was that, here I am. It's like 5 videos in now. You know, he's been riding shotgun with me for most of my work day. So so I was like, you know what? Let me just sub to the channel. You know what I mean? Let me just sub to the channel. You know,
Riding shotgun.
at this point, he's my coworker. So
Yes. The colleague.
yeah, you know what I mean? And what he covers is like live accounts
Ooh.
of encounters in the forests out on the west side of the states and
Right.
in Canada. So he'll like people write into him.
So we're talking about Bigfoot encounters. Is that
It's
what we're talking
like
about?
Bigfoot. It's that haunted lake
Yes.
that's buying it. I'm forgetting the name of the lake, dude. I'm horrible with names, but it's a haunted lake that's out there by uh like between Seattle heading into the Canadian border.
Right. Okay.
Right? Like there's a lot of goings ons in that area, like just that general region
Yeah.
in the northwest going into Canada. Cause like because I didn't realize it until like, I did my own research based off of the towns that he would bring up in these encounters, that the majority of Canada is like it's still all forest.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see. I found I
Did you ever,
like
did you ever watch that show when we were kids, the In Search of?
yes,
And it was hosted by was it Leonard Nimoy hosted that?
yes, it was Leonard Nimoy. Yes,
Now that's a good one. I think they're all on YouTube. You can just find them. But that was a great show, but creepy beginning. Like, it used to always like freak me out, but I couldn't stop watching. It was amazing.
yes, I do remember that. I do
I
remember.
blame him. It's his voice, I think, that used to just trip me out. But like Rod Serling or something, like he has a good storytelling voice.
Yeah, but like Leonard has that like that dry, unsettling
Yeah,
kind of.
yeah. Like, there was no reason to not believe him.
Yeah, it's like I believe you, Leonard. You are
I
telling me
believe
the truth.
Leonard, Uncle Leonard. I know you're telling the truth about Area 51, Uncle Leonard. I know Roswell, Uncle Leonard.
Yes, Leonard is talking to me, and I believe him.
So Dave the Moustache Man wants to know what's that character's name. Dave, this is Stratos. Stratos from the Masters of the Universe. We are doing 52 characters.
Yes,
Yes, 52 of the Masters of the Universe He-Man characters, one character at a time. But thanks for asking, Dave. Welcome, and I hope you join us for future shows.
welcome, Dave.
Chris Borman says Spock sucked you in, but creeper you out. He did creeper
Yes,
me out. He
yes,
creeped me out.
this is true. This is true.
He knew it too. He's a player. He knew he was gonna. He knew he was gonna creep me out.
So this is the name of the channel, Will. It's called What Lurks Beneath.
Oh, that sounds good.
What Lurks Beneath, and the host of the channel is this. He's a American guy with this like long beard, and he narrates these stories really, really well.
Yeah.
And on occasion he'll have like guests that were like they lived these encounters that like can back up, you know, some of the legends and stories of people like having supernatural, you know, encounters with like Dogman or
yes,
the Mothman prophecies and such. You know,
hasn't that become more of a phenomenon? The Dogmans are becoming more and more popular.
Yes. Yes, indeed. That like there was one that I saw. Ladies and gentlemen, we're about to get into some real conspiracy stuff right now. Right? there was one video that I come on in, right? There was one video that I saw where he was interviewing a man who used to be a sheriff, right? And he had this encounter with what looked like a pack of dogmen, and a pack of Bigfoot.
Oh, okay.
Right, because it was like because he said that he was over by this lake, and it's a lake that people in that area don't like talking about.
Right, so he thought he'd go down there.
Yeah, he thought he would go down there. No, because you know he had heard about it, and it was one of those where he went to a convention where you know it's people that talk about these encounters and like cryptids, and, you know what I'm saying? So he took it upon himself to go out there. You know, he was gonna do a little hunting. He brought his dog with him, and like he encountered like this Bigfoot, right, that was like eyeballing him, but he had these dogmen that he used like attack dogs.
Oh, what?
Yes.
Now I'm in.
Yes. And it was like, and then there was another story that that I saw from the same channel where it talked about how they're more organized than we like anticipate them to be.
Oh yeah, I've heard that too. Yeah,
that they like communicate almost like dolphin.
Yes, yeah. They've got a language of whistles and frequencies.
Yes, dude. Like, dude, the rabbit hole is real. Okay, like I go through the rabbit hole. That you know, I'm usually at my drafting table by like 9 a.m. 9:30 in the morning having my coffee. By like 6 p.m. I need a palate cleanser. All right, like I gotta watch something silly. I gotta watch like a buddy cop movie, something.
Right.
But yeah, dude. Right. As a matter of fact, let me forward you this this guy's channel. He's got excellent stuff. His content is amazing.
Do you know what though? Like, I mean, some people say, "Oh, that's not true. That can't be right. That can't," you know. But I love that we live in a world that is still questionable. You think, well, maybe it is. Maybe it is. Like, I love that humans have discovered all the mysteries. Like, there's still a romantic element of discovery out there. You think, well, you know, I don't really believe in Appalachian fae folk, but maybe it is. Maybe there is. Who knows?
I mean,
you want to go up there and have a look? No. There's a part of you that thinks maybe it is true. I don't want to do it.
Hell yeah! Like I believe that there's a lot that we still haven't discovered about like where we live. You know what I mean?
Correct.
There's areas of the ocean that we haven't discovered because we don't have the technology to get down that deep. you know,
Yes.
but we're seeing
Or-
things kind of wash up
Yeah.
that require an explanation.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, even today, like, I mean, dolphin skin, right?
Yeah, yeah. Chris Borman says if you saw it on the internet, then it must be true.
Correct, Chris Borman. You are a prophet, sir. A prophet.
But yeah, dude, like I went down the rabbit hole and then like I found another channel. I found that like because once the algorithm starts picking up what you're watching,
Yeah. Yep.
forget about it. Like that's what it's gonna feed you, like for
Yeah.
the rest of the day. There was another guy. There was another channel that I came across where that guy he was interviewing people that had these encounters that like wrote books about the encounters.
Yes.
And like they're using like maps. They're telling you where these areas are, why you shouldn't go there, what are some of the local legends, as to why. It's fascinating stuff.
You know me, man. I'm with you. I'm with deep rabbit holes. Like, yeah.
That's what I'm telling you because I know you would appreciate it. Chris says Kenny lives in the rabbit hole. Yes, I do. I live the rabbit hole. I'm in there.
Yeah.
I am in there. Because it's like, you're working, you're jamming, you're kind of expelling energy into what you're working on. So it's like it's kind of like you're more receptive to things that you weren't aware of in those moments.
Right. Yeah. It's interesting that it's at a point in our human evolving that these conversations are being had more and more. It's exciting. I love it. More of that. Yeah. More of that, and less of everything else. That's what I say. I'd rather watch that than watch politics or the news.
100%.
Great storytelling.
100% every time.
Yeah,
every time.
Give me Leonard Nimoy. I'll listen to him.
Yeah.
4 hours before I watch anything about news. For sure.
100%. It's good stuff. It's good stuff.
So I've finished my feet, finished my ankles, and now I'm just putting in the layers of the hair now.
Nice.
And I'm going to get to those fluffy britches before we finish today, probably.
Fluffy britches.
That's the name of your first album, wasn't it?
Fluffy britches. So
the Kitty Coppertone box set.
Yes. With hits like Fluffy Britches.
Fluffy Britches.
Fluffy Britches.
Park brake handle sword. That was a great hit. Remember that one?
Yes. You can't touch my fluffy britches. Fluffy britches.
So funny.
So
we figured out what's the go with Stratos though. Like, why has he got a skin face, but he's got a grey body? Like, is he a hybrid?
I think it's a suit, dude. I think it's a suit.
So he's wearing fake hair on a suit.
This is true.
What is going on?
This is true.
Like, and the suit comes up to the beard.
Yes.
And it's another man-at-arms situation where it's completely enclosed and he'd have to peel it off at the end of a hot day.
Yes.
With the steam coming off. The pissar moment.
I mean, I think he'd have to use a carpet cleaner to.
You need a team. You need like a team and a shoehorn, maybe some pliers. Like, there'd have to be like that would be that would be suction. Oh my god, I just can't think of
Oh yeah.
the smell alone would be sobering. It would be sobering. You know.
I feel like he is the inspiration to Bird Person from Rick and Morty.
Right. Yep. Do you think it could be like those images of Sasquatch we see where he's got the face is skin, but the rest is hair? So it could be like that.
Yes.
And it could be like where, I don't know, does he shave his legs to get the hair off, or is it just in that? Oh, maybe I'm thinking about it too much. This is distressing me. This is distressing me.
Chris Borman says politics is a completely different rabbit hole. On Buck Rogers, why did Hawk have a human face with feathers for hair?
Correct, Chris Borman.
This is true. Correct.
You are a connoisseur of these same questions we have in our brains. I agree with you. Why? Like the choices.
Yeah. They didn't think it through, Will. They didn't think it through.
How does this guy go about his normal day without wondering, like, what am I going to do? Like, how do I go out anywhere where I've got a skin face and grey body?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like, I think for me is like, how do you wash that?
Yes.
You know?
How do you wash it?
Like, how, you know what I mean? Like, how do you? What's the maintenance like?
Right. And are there other people from his tribe that are similar built, or does he just go around going, "How come I've got?" Like, do you shave? Do you get in the morning and you look in the mirror and you go, "But why? Why am I flesh toned here only?" You know, like, why, baby Jesus? Why did this happen?
Like man, my shoulder feathers needs a trim.
Yes.
I need to make an appointment with my feather dresser.
my calf muscle zhuzha, so that I can get clean parts of my calf muscles.
Yes. My calves are looking rather matted.
Yes. And unkempt.
I'm going to make an appointment.
Yeah, unkempt, and they lack true body and flow.
I do like the name Shusha.
I need a zhuzha?
Yes.
I agree, but I just don't understand. It looks cool for combat. Like, it looks badass.
For combat, absolutely. But like,
badass. But
when you think about it, we've seen He-Man out of combat, right? Because that's Prince Adam, right?
Yes. Which there's not a whole lot of questions there, but we won't get into that.
Sure. Yes, that's a whole other ball of wax.
Yes.
Right. Yep. So, I think it would sort of add a bit, like, some layers to these characters if we saw them in different, like, under different circumstances.
Yeah, like,
right.
He could maybe get away with wearing a suit over the top, like a high neck suit. But the thing is, I don't know, the suit pants aren't going to sit on that hair properly on the legs. Like, it's going to bulge.
No.
It's going to bulge. It's like when you see pro wrestlers wearing suits, you think that all looks wrong.
Yeah. It's it's almost like, when you dress up like you're a young child in a suit. They look awkward. They look and feel awkward.
They look weird. Yes.
Stuff
nightmares are made of. Yeah.
It's almost like, even though they're dressed very well, you almost expect them to pick their nose in public.
Right. Yeah. There's something that's got to be adjusted.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is bizarre. I don't understand it, but yeah, and like Man at Arms could get away with it. He turned into Tom Selleck, but just a really muscly Tom Selleck. But Stratos,
like
Merman. What's Merman going to do?
yeah, but Merman can always kind of like jump in the water and kind of
I
swim
like
away,
that.
and
I'd
like
like to hang out with Merman, off meds Merman. I'd like
hits,
that.
hits you with the F you guys, I'm going home, and like jumps in the water. He's
Just
sick of all
doesn't
the.
even say goodbye. Doesn't
Doesn't
say
say goodbye.
goodbye. He's a scumbag.
He's like, you
Not
guys,
inviting. Not
you guys
inviting.
play too much. I'm just gonna go home.
Doesn't even say that. Just goes.
Just
Strips off his suit and just leaves it.
dives in the water. You know,
You're left with the restaurant bill. Like doesn't care. Doesn't care.
and just like shrimp tails, half-eaten shrimp tails. Is
Always the seafood that no one wanted. Like, what are you? I can't eat that.
you know what that black line is? It's feces. Chris says, "How did characters on the show not know Prince Adam was He-Man?
Yeah.
It's not like he wore Clark Kent glasses."
The trick is, Chris Borman, is you surround yourself with complete idiots.
That's right.
And that's what happens. You get away with it.
You're able to get away with
by accident. You go,
with very small changes to your physical attribute.
Like,
right?
if I stand up and I puff my chest out, I'm not going to look like a muscly Superman. So don't tell me that Superman could slump himself so much that he looked like a goofy goober nerd. Because he's still built like Superman.
This is true.
He's still got a neck that is as thick as my body. Like, I mean, you know. Don't tell me he didn't know Lois. Like,
but don't forget, He-Man had the spray on tan.
He did.
While Prince Adam was pale.
And but they're both cracking out the bowl cut. Like, I mean, no one, the only guys on the planet with a bowl cut, and no one.
This is true. This is true.
His dad, King Duncan, and no one thought. This is true. These guys have got the same haircut. Like, at least Superman changed the hair a bit.
Right.
But no,
he had the decency of like changing the hair a bit.
It is a level of decency. It's decency.
Because it's like,
can you consider others?
Right. Like, you guys aren't buffoons. Let me mess up my hair a little bit. You don't make the connection.
I think best friend Jimmy Olsen was a buffoon. Why is he hanging out with Jimmy Olsen? Why is he the best friend? You don't have anyone your own age, Superman? Like, what's happening? Why is he hanging out with the intern? Like, what's happening in that?
I think it's to serve as like a disguise.
Hang out with the bigger idiot. Let's go hang out with this guy.
Yeah.
Because he still talks like he's going through puberty and he's like 25. Like, let's go hang out with that guy.
Let's hang out with that guy. People will just assume I'm like.
They won't see me. They won't see me from there. Yeah, exactly. We have a lot of DC Universe questions, as you can tell.
Indeed.
Like, we had the Batman one the other day. We went through that for a while.
No one asks questions.
We had a lot of questions about Batman's sourcing of these materials and why no one's tracking that down. Right.
But I think that with Superman, it is kind of genius, right? Because he's using Jimmy as camouflage.
Yeah, as a bullet shield.
He's using Jimmy as camouflage because it's like, you see Jimmy's a young, kind of meek guy, right? Clark Kent is kind of meek himself, right?
Yeah.
So it's like he's going to stand next to the meek guy and try to kind of imitate that, versus when he's
do you think that's what it is? He's learning from Jimmy?
I think that's what it is.
He's using Jimmy as a model sheet for how to be a meek character.
Yeah, because it's like when he's like Superman, right? He's standing next to other members of the Justice League. So he's standing upright. His voice goes down a couple decibels. You know what I mean? You know, he kind of muscles up his hair a little bit, so you get the little forehead curl.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And it's and you know, his demeanor is totally different. He's like, I'm not gonna, you know, let like Batman show me out. Like, come on, I'm Superman out here, right?
They had very similar looks, didn't they?
They
Bruce
did.
Wayne and Superman, very like they're standing next to each other. You go, oh, okay. One's got the hair swept back, and one's got a side part. Like that's probably very similar model sheets.
Yeah, they did. Chris Borman says, actually, the artist drew a lot of their characters to resemble Clark Kent and Superman to give Superman an everyday look. I agree.
Yeah. Yep.
I agree.
Especially Kurt Swan did that a lot. Byrne did that a lot, didn't he?
Yep. I agree.
Flash Thompson, all those characters. Yeah.
It was, I think it was like a sign of the time. You know,
yeah.
But it was something that with Superman, it just never like it became like a staple. He never like really outgrew it.
Yeah. What are we up to, Kenny? What are we doing?
I think I'm nearing the end of this round, right?
Yes.
I managed to get a lot of my terminal shadows in.
Yes.
I added another layer to my wings.
Nice.
That I'm not going to be adding any black to the feathers that I'm going to be dropping in here. I'm going to just do that with paint itself. No ink in the wings. All right. I think my sky could use some darker blues around the edges just to kind of help frame Stratos a bit more. Yeah. And I think after I touch up some areas here that I've added, we can put it to a rest for this week. And then next week I'll get into like the details. And I think after next week I'll be ready to ink.
Yes. I'll be pretty close, I think, too. I'm not far from the second to last final passes on things. So, so I'll be about the same.
You might be right, Will. We are blowing through Stratos.
Yeah. Another aerial wind reference from Kenny. I love that you're sticking on theme. Always loved it about you. I always appreciated that you were thoughtful about theme when you say things. So it's never missed on me. I'm always appreciating that.
I appreciate it. It's you know, I try. You know, it because you know, it's all about
very natural.
It's all about branding.
Yes,
right.
It is always about branding. You're right.
It's always about branding, right? Ever the entrepreneur, always about branding.
Oh man, so funny.
But yeah, we're nearing our mark for today.
Yes, we're at the 2.5 hour mark now, which goes so quickly.
It really does. It really does. And I think that you might be onto something with how to attack Tila on the next piece.
Yes.
You know, with like, you know, kind of kicking up the difficulty level a bit and adding a vehicle to the shot so that, you know, it does feel like more of a challenge.
Yeah. Which usually means it adds another 3 or 4 weeks on our painting.
in the beginning, at the very least. In the beginning, because when we started, like we would spend a few weeks on a painting, right? Because it was like we were still kind of like figuring some things out.
Yes.
Right, but you know, as we've progressed, we've gotten faster.
Yeah.
So it might be time to switch gears.
Bigger detail.
Yes,
like
and bigger.
full
That's
background.
true. That's true.
And
So
my beast man had minimal background. Now we're doing Skeletor had a half a castle sitting behind him.
that's right. So it might be time. It might be time to switch into the next gear.
Yeah. Indeed.
We'll drop a little shadow in here, and I think I'll let the paper rest.
Yes.
So
I'm just
what are you going to do for your background, Will?
So I've got a little bit of cloud action I'm doing. Just a little bit of blue. I'm not doing a great deal with it because I still want him to be the focal point. And I like to leave a little bit of white around the image itself so it kind of floats. I've been doing that all along, and I want to keep that sort of consistency with that.
Right.
So that there's even though they're individual images, I kind of want them to work as a series when viewed, like in publication or on a poster or whatever. You can see that they all kind of link together. Or, almost like collector cards would be a similar thing, wouldn't it? Like you kind of see that they all work together.
So that there's something that unifies them.
Yeah, there's continuity through them, and that idea of the little bit of white in the background will be that continuity,
Gotcha.
All right, I think that'll do for his final pass and his beard. I'm just going to add a little bit of burnt sienna around his face a little. And because I've let that skin dry for a week or so now, the raw sienna on the skin, it won't reactivate it too much. It'll be enough that I can blend it in a little bit without getting too muddy.
Right.
So I just go around and just put a little bit of here and there. And it reacts reasonably nicely. Like so. Get around that nostril. And sometimes when you are painting a face in and you make a slip up and something becomes a bit grey or it doesn't work, if you just let it settle, sometimes you can recover that.
Yeah.
When it's dried up with gouache, It doesn't mind you doing that. But you got to know when to pull back and let it sit. Otherwise, you can overwork it. And there's no
True.
point.
Very true.
And it's no good. All right. So
just get a little more in there. A little darker.
all right. Too. It's time for a bit of blue.
All right. I think that's a good place to stop.
Yeah. So tell me about the trading cards. What are you up to, Kenny?
So currently I'm on Transformers.
Yes.
Working through the set that commemorates the 40th anniversary of Gen 1.
Yeah.
So we're in the production year. So you guys watching the stream right now, you guys are getting the exclusive before it, goes public. We're in the production year, so they're due for release early next year.
Very cool.
So that set is almost done. Once I get the approvals, I'll be posting that set on my socials. So you guys make sure that you follow me on Instagram, Wilding Studios, and or Wildings Ken. I'll be posting them on both of my IG pages.
And for those who don't know, Kenny's got a vast experience with trading cards, from Upper Deck Marvel right through to doing the other stuff that you're doing. You did the Wild West series as well.
Yes.
And what was the other one you were working on, Kenny, that you were showing me?
Man,
older
which one?
set, different theme. It was an older set, a different theme that you were showing me. Oh, you did Puppet Master? Yeah.
I did a bunch of stuff. The first one that I did for Dynamite was also releasing next year. It's gonna be for the 35th anniversary of Puppet Master.
Yeah. They look great.
So that one was a fun set to work on. And recently, I like to do this every so often. I like to go to eBay and punch my name in. I like going to eBay and kind of like punching my name in to see like what pops up. And dude, like I saw like a few of my cards going for a couple $100.
So this is I know, and I've seen those cards. It's incredible. You've got quite a following, but you know what makes me laugh is that idea that you come up with, that sometimes you like to see, sometimes you see your cards walk past you in the wild.
That's it.
This is now like you returning to the jungle after you let that chimp go 20 years ago, and then the chimp recognized you. The chimp saw you and hugged you. That's exactly what's happening.
It's like that viral video of the dude that goes back to the wild, right?
Yes.
And a lion that he helped raise from a cub like recognizes him.
Ate him. I mean, yes, hugged him. But
it's a lot like that. I like seeing, my work out there in the wild, just out and about.
It's a load of the babies again. Yeah.
I'm telling you. That's what it's all about. It's a good feeling. It's a good feeling.
Yeah. You really are like gorillas in a nest. That's what you are.
Oh man, that reminds me of that movie Congo. You remember Congo?
Yes. That was
Amy
funny.
wants banana.
Oh my God. Remember
Amy.
that? I don't even know if it was convincing back then. Was it? Like, wasn't that Amy one animatronic?
I think Amy was a person in a suit.
Even worse.
I think Amy was a person in a suit. I think one of the best parts about that movie was Tim Curry.
Yes. Yeah.
He was one of the best parts of that movie.
Yes. Did that have Hopkins in it?
Did it?
What was the one with Hopkins in it? There was another gorilla one. Was it Congo? I don't remember. Where's Yvette? Yvette, get on it.
Yeah, where is Yvette? Where is Yvette? Let's see. Hopkins.
There was one where he was at the beginning of it, and he was maybe he'd been in the wild too long.
I think you're thinking of Primal.
Yes, that wasn't bad. I didn't mind that.
Primal, yes. That
he had a bit of wild gorilla in him or something, didn't he?
Yeah, he had been. He looked like a wild man. He had his long hair and a beard.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that was Primal.
He had that great
Primal.
rig.
Yeah.
Remember, he lost at the beginning when the guy said he goes, I'm in charge. And he goes, no, you had the illusion of control. And he just went crazy. And made him did he ever even an arm lock or a headlock or something? He goes, you have the illusion of control, until he said, gave in.
Let's see here. When did that movie come out? Hopkins. Anthony Hopkins.
Hey, Anthony.
Anthony Hopkins.
Hey, Anthony, what are you doing? Anthony, he's gone.
He's gone.
What do you want from him? What do you want from him?
Anthony. What do you want? He's gone.
Shut up, Anthony.
No, I'm wrong. The movie's name was Instinct.
Instinct. There you
Instinct, 1999. Instinct.
go. 99, Jimmy. Cricket. It's a long time ago now.
Instinct from 99. Yes.
It doesn't feel that long ago, but it is long ago.
That it was with Cuba Gooding Jr.
There you go. Where's he now? What is he doing?
He's in all kinds of controversy right now, that guy.
Oh, is he? Oh, dear.
Oh yeah, he's in that whole like Diddy
Oh, no.
controversy. He's wrapped up in that foolishness.
Trey has lost his way.
Yeah. Trey has lost his way. Oh man.
There's your Boys in the Hood reference for today, kids.
I'm telling you, Boys in the Hood. Yvette says Congo is a book movie made by Michael, what is that?
Crichton.
Crichton?
The writer of Jurassic
with
Park.
Tim Curry
Westworld?
and Laurie Linney. Yes, I didn't know. That was the Jurassic Park writer, no?
It was, yes. And Westworld.
He wrote Westworld. I didn't know
Yes,
that.
sir. Yeah.
Mm.
Very talented guy. Went too
I
soon. Yeah.
didn't know that.
I'm a big fan of Westworld. I love Westworld.
Now, as a fan of Westworld, do you prefer the movie over the series or vice versa?
Both. I think they're both different animals. So I like
Okay.
both of them. The movie fits in with the series anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And there's moments. Have you seen it? You've seen it?
Yeah, I've seen them both.
Yeah. So there's little throwaways for that, like when they go down in the basement and you can see Yul Brynner's cowboy figure in storage down the bottom. They kept it, even though they've been murdering everyone. They kept it.
That was a fun Easter egg.
Oh, it's great. I was like,
Oh no, we lost Will. Oh no, we lost Will. I think his phone got too hot. Because you guys know that, and well, I'm sure that most of you know, because you're over there in Australia, like Will's phone heats up and just passes out. So let's give him a moment or two to jump back on. In the meantime, in between time.
that was weird. I don't know why I dropped out then. That was bizarre.
Did your phone get hot?
I think Westworld have been tracking me. Or anyone that's following people that are into cryptids. That's what's going on. Dr.
Yes.
Spock people got me.
Yes, they know.
All the mob. I'm making enemies everywhere here today. Well, do you want to call it for today? We're at 2.5 hours.
Yeah, let's call it. Yeah, I gotta let my people rest.
Yeah, I'm about the same. So we had a bit in there, quite a bit achieved today, which is good.
Yeah, you're like seriously, you're really like pumping.
We've got the accelerator going on this. So next time we'll be just detailing it, sky and accessories, which is the fun bit where you can relax a bit more. And you're not sort of caught in the war as much. You know, we know how to do this bit. So just quickly before we go, if you can remember to like and subscribe, click notify if you haven't joined us before. And if you have and you've been drawing along with us, you can post it on the Artists of the Universe Facebook group.
Yep.
Where I've been a little bit tardy. I haven't been on there and in a bit and posted things. I should get on there and do more of that. Yes. And what was I saying? next week we will continue to try and finish off our Stratos pieces. All pieces go onto our Etsy shops.
Yes.
So Kenny at Wild Ink Studios, and you can copy it exactly how he's got it written down under there. And mine is Art of Will Platon. You can find us both on all of those socials under those names. And we will see you next time. I hope everyone has a great week. And Chris thinks I was off making a sandwich. But have a great week, and we look forward to seeing you all this time next week to continue our journey to the realms of Masters of the Universe.
Indeed.
All right, have a good week, everyone.
Good week.